Just starting up the video. Hold on, everyone. Jesus Christ, look at this. I didn't even have the sound on. I apologize, everybody. Let me go back. Once again, I am sorry to keep you all waiting. This is going to be a great interview. I've got Joseph Rose lined up. We're going to see if we can't get him to hop on here. He has already turned me down once. I apologize once again if you were watching and you saw it without sound. I am out in the country. I am having some connectivity troubles because I'm deep in the woods, folks. Deep in the woods. I apologize once again. We're all straightened out now. I've got Joseph Rose here on text. I'm trying to get him in here. He has turned me down once already. He didn't want to do this live. He definitely wanted to make sure that he could prepare and have edits and make sure that he looked good. And I said, well, it's not really how we do it at the Grotto. We do things live and out loud in front of everyone, including call out shit ideas in the satanic community. And that's where we're at. So let me check with him one more time, folks. See if we can't get him to come on here. Okay, we've got our moderator lining up. Now give us just a few moments to get it all pulled together. I appreciate everything all set up, and we talked to Mr. Joseph Rose. Oh, damn. I just got another message from him. He says, no. Again. All right. I'm not giving up yet, folks. Let me talk to him, let him know that we're on the air live now, waiting for him to justify his positions like he just requested. And that's how this all started, folks. After engaging Joseph on his Facebook page, a chapter head of the Grotto, a good friend of mine who is taking care of our organization in Wichita, Kansas, our good member there engaged him on how some of his ideas were maybe misplaced or were open to a honest discussion or debate. And our good, outstanding friend of the First Amendment and free speech, Joseph Rose, shut him down, blocked him, and deleted him from the page, which is weird because it seems like every time I've ever engaged Joseph Rose, including being interviewed on his show, the same thing has happened. So this free speech absolutist who says that Charlie Kirk and his brand of speech are protected and okay by him. Well, maybe not even okayed by him, but he's going to allow it. Man, that just doesn't sit right with me. And I think if it sits right with anybody else watching this, you really need to check yourself and what you're doing in this world. Learn about the paradox of tolerance. Learn about what it means to be somebody that's and actually attacked, and not just in a studio calling himself a Satanist, regurgitating that we heard from LeVay, actually adding to the satanic movement. Joseph Rose, hear me now. You are not a community organizer. You are a podcast who wears Satanism like eyeliner. There are lines being drawn in the sand right now in America and in the satanic movement. Anti-fascism at its core is satanic. We take it very seriously in Kansas. Give a second. I'm going to go check on our friend Joseph Rose and tell him that he has a chance to respond to me right now, publicly in front of the world. And I'm also going to check on our moderator, who's getting everything set up and should have a link to Joseph right now going. Let's see what we can get set up. Hold with me just a little bit longer, folks. Joe, if you're watching, I'm right here. I'm ready to speak to you on this, honestly and openly, without a script, live in front of everyone. So please take time to respond to this. Please hop on here and defend yourself. I will give you the time and the open air to do so. I'll go check with him again, folks. Our moderator has the equipment all set up and is getting that lined up and sent over to Joseph Rose. Now I'm trying to contact him. I think he's dodging me. His exact quote was, "Now? Haha, no, I'm not even home. I wasn't asking you to do it right now. Just when we could." Well, Joe, what you like to do and what the world asks are two different things. You had plenty of time to argue on this morning. Just come on and say something for 5 minutes, Joe. Okay, I sent him another message. He was very keen on it. I want to point out he did ask me first to do this. He, of course, runs that shitty podcast, Hail Satan, that, like I said, I've been on it before, and he's edited me off that. He wouldn't play that episode. That was back, by the way, when he was still writing the Satanic Temple, for all the money he could off that, without ever actually putting in the work with the inner, workings of it, like we did. And when we got in there, we realized how much trouble there was and what a cult of personality was, and we exited from that. And then when we tried to go on Joseph's show to explain our position with this and why we took issues with the Friends of program and things like that, he did the same thing that Bob Larson did. He played the old, "oh, my connection's bad" game, and then didn't post it because it was not convenient to what he was trying to do right then, which was steal as much as he could from TST without being part of it as he could. And then, of course, he flipped, right? And now he's some kind of like weird independent LaVeyan who's kind of got a group, but it's more like a fan base, but it's more like these people probably really want a community and they're stuck with this guy. And I've tried for years. I've known Joseph for a very long time. We probably did that interview 2020, 2021. I think the Hell Satan podcast's been out at least that long, if not longer. He had already been doing quite a bit when I interviewed the first time. And then there was, of course, the time Joseph was being a little Machiavellian weasel sneaking around the grotto open forum, which, by the way, anybody's invited to. Please come and join us in the forum, see how we talk, how we run things, how we organize. You're more than welcome, just like Joseph was. And then when we were planning for the Black Mass and we had a meeting scheduled on there for our Fire and Brimstone team, for our members to get updated on what was going on and how we were going to address things, he sure did slink in there to try to catch as much scoop as he could for his show. The new one, Satanic Late Night Delco bullshit. And then didn't even have the courtesy to ask me to come on the show to explain our part when he announced it after. Also, I let him stay for the meeting. I indulged him, let him ask questions. I wanted him to see what a community who lives in the same area, working for the same purpose, fighting for freedom in a very red, very hostile state, what that might look like for him, in hopes that even through some of our differences, that he could see something and maybe see the things that I'm looking for in Satanist community organizers, people who understand what we're doing and what this movement is in greater aspects than just his narcissism. And it failed. It failed. He immediately got on the show and wanted to do a gut job on the grotto and what we were doing without ever involving us in actually getting to defend ourselves. So it's strange now that I would present another live as Satanic Delco was, and he wouldn't show up because I showed up to that Delco. I don't want to forget that part of the story. I knew his arrogance, and when I saw that was a first brand new episode of something, I was like, huh, I just wonder. So I showed up and I waited in the comment section like we have here below us, and just started answering questions that he was asking that could just easily be explained. Why did they do this? I disagree with this. I disagree with that. Well, we had answers and reasons for why we did everything we did. And I just put that in the chat. And I think finally his moderator, the lovely person, looked very upset. And I think signaled him, hey, Michael's here. Like, Michael's always here. Because the grotto, as a rule, embraces conflict. We think it is the single most important thing in this world to embrace conflict, because when you do that, you refine yourself, you refine others, you become stronger, faster, smarter. And we have a problem with people who evade that, who slink around, and every chance they get, they're trying to avoid conflict, avoid responsibility, avoid pain, frustration, hurt. No, we don't. That's not us. We don't do that. We find it weak, honestly. And I say we. There are plenty of people who have plenty of opinions in the grotto. So let me redefine that as I personally, as the president of the grotto, founding this group and having worked in it for 6 years to develop and grow an authentic satanic culture for Kansas, I get real frustrated by that, because I've seen myself and so many members of the grotto put in the work and put themselves out there and make things happen. Not me. The grotto shut down the state of Kansas for an entire day. The last day of legislature, we had our Black Mass planned. And you know what? They worked until 3 a.m. on a Thursday night so that they could run away and not come back the next day when we would be there. Do you guys understand what? So when anyone comes to you and says that they're protecting their First Amendment rights and speech and what that means, I want you to check the receipts. I want you to really think about what that person has invested and put on the line. And are they talking out of their ass? I've been arrested. Other members of the grotto have been arrested. We have fought, and we have made the state capitulate and drop those charges. We were attacked by the Kansas City Archdiocese, who tried to gut this group within 3 days. A blitz attack on our rights and our ability to organize, and we beat them. We don't run around talking about our philosophy without understanding and having implemented it. Joseph Rose, much like Charlie Kirk, keeps talking out of the side of his neck. And on that, folks, I'm going to try to contact him one final time for today. We're running at, 21 minutes, it looks like, by the counter. Hell, I'll even give it 30 minutes for sure. Let's see if he denies me flat out a second time or not. I've not seen a text come back from him, but I might have been in deep there. Oh, here we go. Yep. He says, I'm the one that offered this. I'm fine to do it. I can't do it at this moment. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're a coward. That's really what you are, Joseph. You're a coward. And once again, we just don't play with that. If you guys haven't noticed it, this isn't a game anymore. This isn't a drill. It's happened. We're not looking at the beginning of something. We're in the thick of it. And you guys keep operating on, not you guys. I apologize. There are some people who are still operating on principles that we're still on the edge of this thing and can pull it back. We are in it. Sorry to tell you guys that. I'm sorry to be the one to have to break this news. We're in the middle of it, and we are fighting now harder than ever to preserve what we've had. If you haven't seen my speech from the Capitol, please don't just do it for my views. I want you to go listen to what I said. The things they are doing right now are the same things they've been doing other places. We know this playbook. These men will not give you a pass because you believe in the First Amendment. These men will not give you a pass if you are gay and a Republican. These men will not give you a pass if you do not bow to their every single whim. And you should listen to me, because I am a heretic that was banned from their tribe and excommunicated. And I'm telling you, I know what they're capable of. And you are not taking this seriously enough. We are not here as the Grotto to be a happy club, shaking hands and pretending the world's okay. We are a source for political and social change. We are Satanists who believe in being adversaries. We aren't here to compete with other types of Satanism because we don't fucking care about them. We are here to break the system. That's what a grotto's about. That's what organizing is about. Where are we at? 25 minutes. I'm sorry, folks. Give me just a second to pull myself together. I'll be right back. All right, folks. I just sent Joe one final message. I'm sorry if I'm passionate about this. And I'm sorry for the interruptions as we try to get it sorted. While we're killing a little time, hopefully he will text me back here. I sent him another one. Look, if you don't know about me or my history, I'm going to come off a little intense, maybe. I was indoctrinated by Christian nationalists, the Pentecostal type, to be specific. If you see my interview with Bob Larson, just know that I'm not lying about any of that. Men like Bob Larson inspired a whole generation of men, like Ty Masterson of the Kansas State Senate, goddamn president of the Senate, Chase Blassie. His uncle would be the one that tried to tackle me and eat a cracker out from underneath my feet. That is Senate Majority Leader Chase Blassie, who allowed a family member to attack me during a First Amendment protest. And maybe while we're waiting on Joseph, that's what I will end all of this with. I've been to jail. Members of the Grotto have been to jail. We don't do this for whatever reason you think we're doing this. Trust me, it's way more than you understand. We've done protests under police sniper. for wanting to speak who we are, for wanting to challenge others for silencing us. They put men with rifles on roofs and pointed those rifles at my friends. And we kept fighting. We, the Grotto, will always keep fighting regardless of what Alinsky would call the do-nothings like fucking Joseph Rose. I don't care what kind of Satanist you are. We're non-denominational. We'll fucking fight with anybody who fights beside us. I don't care what type of Satanist you are. If you're a do-nothing Satanist, fuck off. Get out of here. Stop talking. Stop wasting our time. Stop spitting regurgitated 1970s propaganda. Move forward. Create something better. Stop holding the rest of us back, for fuck's sakes. God damn. That's it. We're at 30 minutes. I'm going to be honest, Joseph. He's not going to come, right? We all knew that he didn't have a spine. So, whether you agree with me or not, thank you for taking the time to watch this. Thank you for understanding what I'm trying to present and what we're trying to push forward from the state of Kansas, and not just myself, an entire group of close people make this all happen. And we are very serious about what we do and who we are and our philosophy. This isn't a costume we put on. This does not wipe off. We're the children of bloody Kansas. The harshest in fighting and bloodshed in the Civil War. I live in Leavenworth County, where the Kansas Jayhawks fought against slavery. And I take what we are facing now no less seriously than John Brown did then. So, Joseph Rose, feel free to have your opinions on fascist apologies, but do not expect Kansas to suffer your ass. Hail Satan.